Hi, I'm Chris Brown with Beeline Property Management, and we cover the Inland Empire area of Southern California. Today I'm going to be talking about rents and specifically setting the rent amount to get a tenant into your home quickly and at a fair market price. Some of the areas to research are Craigslist, Zillow, Trulia, etc. What you want to be careful of when you're looking at these other websites is what the rent amounts are. Some are going to be unrealistically high and others are going to be questionably low. And in these cases there's several reasons, but one of the things we come across commonly on high rent prices is that there's a lot of owners that are trying to rent their homes themselves and they know what they're paying for their mortgage, so they're setting their rent based on what they need to cover that mortgage. And that's something that's not a huge consideration or a consideration at all for a tenant. They're looking for a competitive rent price, and what you as a homeowner pays for your mortgage has no bearing on what they're going to pay for rent if there's 20 other homes in the area that they can rent for a lower price simply because that owner doesn't have as high of a mortgage payment as you do. So you don't want to be wrongly influenced by prices that are too high and give you hope but will just sit empty and not get anyone calling on the home. And then if it's completely unreasonably low, oftentimes I have to wonder if that's a real ad, if there's fraud, if they're looking to take money, so on and so forth. So it's a good idea to look at the ads, see what people are offering for, and go somewhere in the middle of the road where you see a majority of the listings so that you know yours is going to be competitive and realistically find a tenant. A home that sits with no tenant, regardless of how much you want to receive on the rent, is still zero at the end of the day. If you put it at a reasonable rent, you get a tenant in there, now you're generating money. That's better than no money. A property manager, where we come in big plays, that we can look at comparable rents that we've received for other homes in the area. It's not uncommon for me to recommend a rent amount to an owner who then comes back and says, well, I'm looking on Craigslist, Trulia, etc., and I see homes that are listed for such and such amount, which is more in the price range that I'd like to get. Again, that comes back to what I said earlier about what you need to cover for your mortgage doesn't necessarily have bearing to do on what the market's willing to pay. Not only that, looking at the highest price or the higher prices on those sites, while it will give you an idea, is a property management company that's currently managing homes in an area and regularly finding tenants and putting them into a home. We know what is getting the phone to ring and what's not. And our advice is normally based on trying to get you the most money we can for your home while it not sitting unoccupied. And if I've rented out 3 homes in the area and I know what dollar amount the phone wasn't ringing at versus where we started getting the calls and what the home rented at, I can save you a lot of time on not having your home sit empty on the market, trying to get a higher dollar amount that we know from our experience already isn't working. So these are some items for helping you to set the rent on your property. That's what I have on this topic, and if you have any questions, please always feel free to contact us.